Kia ora, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Untidy. My name is Matilda Green. I'm a mother of three, and I'm back into my knitting. Bean.
Oh
Look at this. Okay, again, not great for an audio-only listen.
Please subscribe on YouTube. This is your reminder to subscribe on YouTube.
Because if you're not on YouTube, you're going to miss content like this, aren't you?
I'll tell you what, wow. Do you have something to tell us, or is this for somebody else?
It's for somebody else, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a baby booty for a good friend of mine that is having her third baby.
Oh, they're really cute.
Sew it up. I know. It's made me be like, I need another one because I need to make
No.
We go back and forth on this. Okay, just stick to the decision, Matilda. Anyway, I'm here with my just quite colourful co-host today. There's some tonal colours going on.
There is a bit going on. Hannah Davison. Kia ora, everybody. Mother of two children. I have not started knitting. What have I done? Tell you what, it is a bit of a hobby at the moment, going to the toilet. I'm sorry to go back to the toilet all the time. Toilet issues. I know we talk about it a lot, and I know in the past, like, we were given some feedback when we were with MediaWorks, so like maybe like a little less poo chat and
too much talk about poo.
Like, could you mix it up with some other topics and then just poo chat every now and again, but maybe it's too much. And I've never forgotten
not every episode.
It wasn't.
That's
awkward.
Right. It was like one of the bosses at MediaWorks being like, I just feel like you're talking about poo too much. It is quite hilarious, isn't it? Like in a serious meeting. Look, feedback, too much poo.
But too much poo.
Yeah, you don't often hear that in a boardroom, do you?
No, it's unusual. But luckily we're in an independent production these days. So I will. So for people who are listening to this, and again, not watching on YouTube, really missing out, because what you'll see is we practically have matching beds. We're both recording from bed. We're both recording from bed. Great for the acoustics.
And very similar bed heads.
Very similar bed heads. Do you have the gas lift with the storage underneath your bed?
The gas lift? No.
Yeah, so my bed lifts up and there's a whole storage area underneath. It's where we put the suitcases, a couple of like spare foam mattresses, all those bulky items.
So you can press a button and it lifts up?
No, you just lift it yourself. And the gas lift thing like helps the lift. So you just you give it a start and then up it goes.
I gotcha. Oh, how cool. No, ours is just a standard bed frame. There's no storage.
How embarrassing.
There's no room under there. I know. I know. I do shove wrapping paper under there, but that's about as far as we can go.
Yeah, fair enough. Anyway, I'm in bed because I'm still feeling a bit off. Still not feeling well. I've still got this like weird tummy thing going on. I won't go into like a lot of detail, but
have we fallen off the Bristol stool chart altogether, or are we just hanging on for dear life?
Look, I would say we're at the suboptimal end of the spectrum on the Bristol stool chart, and I think you know what I'm talking about.
I think I do.
Yeah. So yeah, it's going on and on. Our doctor's out there. I've just seen my doctor this morning. You'll be pleased to know. I just about charged in there and demanded a stool sample pottle. Give it to me.
I want to shit in the cup. Give me the cup.
But I honestly, I'm like getting terrible tummy cramps like every single day. And like I'm like starting to feel really depleted, and I'm like, oh, this is just really getting in the way of me living my life, you know. And over the weekend, I was like, right, I don't think the pharmacy can do that much. Luckily, I already have a doctor's appointment on Monday, but I'm going to go into the pharmacy and just see what they can do. Now, knowing that there's any manner of things that you could have going wrong with your digestion to cause these particular symptoms. So I went in, I was like, I need to give them. It's always awkward talking to the pharmacist, isn't it? Because you're like,
feels out of context.
Yeah, and it's quite a public forum. It's kind of like, you know, back in like sort of the Middle Ages, like people would just stand in a sort of huddle outside the, I don't know, whatever they were called, and like yell their symptoms, you know, like and be handed out some kind of like, I don't know, ground up mole snout or something to cure their ales. Anyway, it kind of feels like that when you just like, oh, could I please speak to a pharmacist? Is there a pharmacist available?
I've got an issue.
I've got an issue.
A digestive issue.
Yeah, and it's bad enough I'm willing to voice it in this quite public forum. Okay. Anyway, I had the good fortune when I charged in there because I was like, something must be done. I can't wait till Monday. It was very quiet. There was just one woman in front of me. She got whatever she got, and then she left. I was like, great.
So you could just say it in a tone like, I have diarrhea.
Yeah.
You could just say it in a firm tone. You didn't have to whisper it.
Yes. And so I asked for the pharmacist. I got the pharmacist. I started reeling off my symptoms and my issues and the regularity and how prolonged it had been. And I was like, I've got to give her as much detail as possible. I need her to know what's going on. And so I went on and on and on and on, thinking like, there's no one else here. I can take all her time. I'm just going to use all of her expertise. And then I got to the point, I really started getting into it. And I got to the point, I'm like, just like when you just feel like what you want is for your bowels to just like explode, just like if your bowels could just explode and then you'd feel so much better. And she's like, yep, I do. And I was like, okay, great. She goes, okay, I think like come over here. I think, I think you should see the doctor, but you've got an appointment. So that's great. But I think this could give you some relief in the interim. And as I turned around to follow her to the shelf, I realized that a queue had formed behind me.
Oh my God. You're like, I want my bowels to explode.
When you just want your bowels to explode, it would just make you feel so much better. She's like, yeah. And I was like, oh, cool.
Oh God! And then someone behind is like, "Oh, all I want is just some ointment for a little cut."
Yeah, exactly. Here's this woman
going on about her bowels. There is something really embarrassing about asking for stuff at the pharmacy, isn't it? Like if you go and you're like, I've got a UTI. You're like, sorry? Like a UTI. Like, must we? Can I write it down? Is there an anonymous way we can do this? And then be like, prescription for Matilda, big old UTI or something. It just, I don't know.
It's
just
so embarrassing.
So public.
It does, doesn't it? Some of them have a little room off to the side. But then I'm like, you have to be like, can I talk to you in private? And then you're like, what's worse?
Wondering
what's happened. This is some sort of terrible acute thing that's also embarrassing. So then you're like, do I just own it? Everyone's got a body. Everyone's got stuff that goes wrong. Do I just own it and just be like, listen, we're all adults here. Maybe,
it's
hopefully.
No reflection on us as people. Like, I've got fucking diarrhea, okay? Like, great if you've never had it before in your life, but, some of us get it, okay? Some of us get it. Do you know, at high school, this is actually really bad. So a friend of mine worked at a pharmacy and she would tell everyone, like, what people were getting. And there was a guy that we knew. She was like, so-and-so came in on the weekend and he's got genital warts. And she told everyone. And then I told everyone as well because I was a little fucking gossip when I was 15 years old. And so this poor boy who was, he
doing the
had to
grown-up
go
thing.
To this pharmacy because that was the one closest to him. He probably couldn't drive, or I don't know. He was young, like he would have been somewhere between 15 and 17. And then he goes in there and he's like, shit, now I've seen this girl that I know. I've already handed over the prescription. She's going to see it. She's now going to know that I've got genital warts. And is she going to tell everyone? Of course.
Oh, God.
She's 15, 16 years old. Of course she's going to tell everyone. Yeah.
Oh, God.
And then she told me, and I was just, God, couldn't.
And then you told everyone.
Yeah, because I'm like, it's terrible. It's honestly like.
Yes, we do have reason to fear. Anyway, that's why I'm in bed. I'm not feeling 100%, but
it's not genital warts.
It's not genital warts.
It's diarrhea. It's just diarrhea.
Listen, I'll be dropping off my stool sample, and don't worry, everybody, don't worry. I'll let you know. Oh my God. Anyway, the acoustics are good in bed. So that's where we're at. Oh God, there's so many things I want to talk about. And then last night when I was trying to go to sleep, I was trying to remind myself of something I wanted to put in our chat so that we could talk about it. Because I'm like, we haven't done icks for a while and we know everybody loves icks, and we loved.
Yeah.
So we might look, if you've experienced an ick recently, if you've got an ick, you're like, oh my God, I just can't stand this. Please, can you send it in, because we have a good laugh at icks. And because so last night when I was trying to go to sleep, Matty, I was just repeating to myself, webbed feet, webbed feet, webbed feet, because I. And that was my mantra.
Webbed feet, webbed feet, webbed feet. It probably sent you into like a blissful dream of frogs or something.
Oh God. Well, the reason I was thinking about webbed feet was because it was an ick that came up, because I can't remember how I even remembered this. And I didn't put it on our list, but I must deal with it now, because one, I did want to make the call out. Please, if you have experienced a funny ick, please send it in. We want your icks. DM us, email us, whatever you want to do.
There are because there are so many, and we did something on the radio about this last year that is kind of like icks, but we talked about what feels embarrassing but isn't, and it's things like running for a bus, or like just things that are like. They shouldn't be embarrassing. Like they're just an everyday thing, but they're embarrassing. Like putting on sunscreen. Just like I feel embarrassed doing that, and I don't know why. Like I think I'm like, it makes me feel really nerdy, or like I'm like, oh, I don't know. I just don't like it, but I do it obviously.
Yes.
But it's embarrassing. Yeah. So running for a bus, embarrassing. Being in a toilet when someone comes in and they're trying to open it, embarrassing. And you're like, you know.
Yes, and it's not your fault. And then you're like, what do I say? Occupied. Yeah. Then you immediately feel like you're like sort of crouching and scared because you're in a very vulnerable position, and you know that they're embarrassed too.
I know. Oh my God. Okay, one more tangent.
Okay.
The tangent is so obvious. So I've gone on about it. We've had lots of tradies all through the house recently, right? And the other day, the Sparkies were over, and we're down to one bathroom at the moment, which is fine. But the bathroom is off the lounge, and I had to poo again. Chat. I'm sorry, but it was like, well, I'm in my own home. And I need to poo. So there's not much I can do about that. And so then, but the Sparkies were working in the bathroom. And I was like, well, my daughter's here asleep. Like, I can't just pop out and be like, hey, would you guys mind just minding her while I just pop out to take a shit? And so I was like, hey, do you guys mind if I just use the toilet quickly? And they were like, yeah, sure. And then I went and did a poo, and I did all my tricks. I pressed flush as soon as the poo hit the water, which is key. Because you don't want it to linger, just straight down the chute. You've got to time it. So I did that. I flushed everything. Windows were open, but still, like, I came out and I was like, they're gonna know. And then they were like, you're finished? I was like, yep, you can go back in. And so then they had to go back in, and then they left the door open. So then actually the lounge and the kitchen then all smell like poo. It was horrible. We were all thinking the same thing. We all would have been.
Why is it so embarrassing?
Why? Like, everyone
every day.
Does it. Yeah. I know, but there's just something about it. And then even I'm like, oh, someone's taking a dump. Like, it's just, and it's like, who cares? Who cares?
I don't know. Oh God, it's so funny. Okay.
Anyway,
really
so
where did
we get to? We were talking. We were back to
with things that are embarrassing that shouldn't. X. And like even X. Okay, but before we get back there, we'll find our way back slowly. Just hang on for the ride, guys. Let's all just stay together. No one get left behind. Hold hands. Number off. Things that feel embarrassing that shouldn't. Also, I was talking to a mum when I was at Frankie's hockey one day, and she was talking about how she'd had to go to the physio because she'd somehow hurt herself just like getting out of the car, or the kind of things that happen to you when you're over 40, Yeah. And then the physio was asking her how much, like what she did for her like physical exercise and stuff. Then she had that feel embarrassing I shouldn't, because then she was like Look, listen. I used to be very active. I used to do a lot of a lot of jobs. And, now she's like, I walk around. Like sometimes I like run if I'm late for something, but basically I'm just like moving from
I'm sedentary.
one place to another. She's like, I'm really busy, but like, and then and she was sort of grappling for things that I used to go to Pilates and stuff like that. And I'm like,
the doctor's like, yeah, but now, darling.
And I was like, did you tell him you're in like the first division hockey team when you're at high school and stuff? She's like, honestly, I just about went back there because I felt so embarrassed that I wasn't, And I was like, it's like when you're at the dentist, I often feel embarrassed and shouldn't when I'm at the dentist because like when I know they're always going to bring up the flossing, that I know they are. Now I have an intermittent flossing situation. I'm not one of those daily flossers. I forget to do it every now and again. I'm like, I can't remember the last time I flossed. I'll have a little floss, but I do not have optimal flossing. I'm not proud of it. Okay.
Yep.
But we come here to be honest, and I'm being honest. And I always know I've got good teeth. I get away with a lot, but they're always going to bring up the flossing. I always feel really juvenile and embarrassed when I have to confess that I don't have optimal flossing because you always get a fucking flossing lecture.
It actually pisses me off. Yeah, we all know, okay? And I'm actually an adult. So, I'll do what I want to do.
When I want to floss.
Yeah, okay? I'll floss when I want to floss. You don't need to lecture me. I get it. We all know what to do. It's the actually doing it bit. It's the doing it bit.
But I always feel embarrassed when we have to go through this conversation, and I always feel really juvenile, and I always feel like they're this kind of flossing authority figure and I'm just doing the wrong thing and I feel really silly.
Yeah.
Every time. Anyway, so there's that.
And then you've got to pay like $400 at the end of it and you've just been like told off.
Yeah, so you pay a flossing penalty, essentially.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you do.
And I reckon that they're annoyed that my teeth are so good even though I don't have optimal flossing. The other thing that I've done that really upsets them is I've got all my wisdom teeth, Matty. Every single one.
Haven't had them taken out, haven't needed to.
Nah. And they hate it because I get the professional clean when I'm there and it's annoying to clean around. They don't like it, and somehow I manage with a toothbrush. And they've actually stopped badgering me about getting the wisdom teeth taken out because I'm like, they actually don't need to be taken out. Yeah. One, I don't want them, they're mine.
Yeah.
Okay. They're called wisdom teeth for a reason. I don't want them wrenched out of my jaw.
Why do it if it's not an issue? Excuse me.
Yeah. It's like I could buy myself a holiday somewhere nice with that money and not go through the trauma of that just because my wisdom teeth are inconveniencing you. They are fine. Back off.
What's the problem with wisdom teeth? Why are they such an issue? Because they overcrowd or something?
I think, that they overcrowd and make everything too tight. But if they're not an issue, they're not an issue.
Yeah, keep them in.
Yeah, back off. Anyway, I think there was one day when I was just like, I went in a bit of a mood and they started at me about the wisdom teeth. And I think I was a bit like forthright in my reply. And I think they've actually back. It's probably on my notes. Like, don't mention the wisdom teeth.
Yeah, she's got a thing about the wisdom teeth. She's funny about the teeth. Just don't bother. But there is something about it, isn't there? When you go to an appointment with an authority figure, like a doctor or a dentist or a lawyer, or like something where you feel like just slightly inadequate. Yeah, just slightly inferior, but because you don't know what they know. And so then like when it's this kind of bizarre dynamic, isn't it? When they could be younger than you and then you have to sort of like nod along and be like, yes, sir. It just feels really, it's just like instantly puts you in this kind of whatever you say, sire, kind of mentality, my lord.
And they're also like, you're paying them to give you advice you're probably not going to take.
Yeah.
Or you don't want to take. Yeah. And we all know it. They know it. We know it, and a lot of us are going through the motions. And
as they're saying it, they're like, she's not going to do this, is she? Yeah.
Like the physio giving you all the exercises, and they're like, I think they pretty much assume you'll do them about 45% of the time.
Oh, the physios. Oh, fuck. It would be really annoying being a physio, just being like, can you just do, to be fair, Art does them.
I bet he does.
Yeah,
he does them perfectly.
And he's a stretcher. Like every morning he gets up, he gets out his little paraphernalia and does his little routine with his different bits and bobs. Is stretching and rolling out
He's
and all
probably
sorts of
doing
things.
his sun salutes as well, isn't he? I bet he is. I bet he's out there greeting the sun every day, as we should.
He's one step away. He really
Old
is one step
optimal
away.
art, eh?
Old
God.
optimal art.
Anyway, webbed feet. This wasn't on the list. Anyway, we will get to the list. We do, in fact, have one. It was my ick because this was back when I was living in London years and years and years ago. And I was dating this guy and he was like super up my street in that he was really funny. Like we were funny together and that was cool. And, lots and lots of laughs. And he was, silly and just like a lovely person and stuff like that. But it came to when I was going to like introduce him to my friends. And so we were all going to a pub one night and he was coming along. And so I was like, wanted it to go well. He wanted it to go well. My friends, everyone wanted it to go well. But so we're at the pub having a drink, whatever. Anyway, every time he meets someone new, he would tell them that he's got webbed toes and webbed feet. And it was just one of his things. It was one of his things. Like, how can this come up so often? Why would you bring it up? And then not only would he tell people, he took off his shoes and socks in the pub, Matty, and then showed my friends his webbed toes.
It's almost like, as putting on my pseudo-therapist hat, it's like he's so insecure and there's such a thing for him that he feels like he has to front foot it and make it on his terms. You know what I mean? He's like, here's this funny thing that now we're all aware of it and we can all laugh about it because I'm laughing about it because I've brought it up. So we've kind of got that out in the way rather than people finding out and talking behind his back or something. He's like, hey, I'm okay with it. I'm fine with having webbed toes. So let's get it out. It's on my terms. Like, it's such a thing for him that he feels like he has to.
Yeah, but maybe he's using the insecurity about the feet as a cover for like insecurities about who he is as a person. Yeah. About his sense of being enough as a person. So what he's doing is he's like doing this unexpected thing that then puts them on the back foot. And then all they're going to be they're going to be honing in on the webbed feet situation, the fact that he revealed them at the pub. And then they're not going to be talking about any other part of his personality or how the interaction went. They're going to be like, what about Alan's webbed feet?
It's an extraordinary thing to do on every first meeting.
And then we never really got past. I could not get past that. But the real nail in the coffin, Matty, was he used to call sex. He'd say, "Let's play hide the chipolata."
That is the most unattractive term for sex. Let's play hide the chipolata.
Now, I don't know how your knowledge of chipolatas is.
It's a small sausage.
It is a small sausage. It's not even let's play hide the sausage. He's then gone, let's play hide the chipolata, which I think they're not that common in New Zealand, chipolatas, but we're thinking Cheerios.
Right? Yeah, they're really small. Thinner than a Cheerio.
You're a breakfast sausage, essentially.
Yeah. What an extraordinary man. He's not doing there? Favors.
Yeah, like it's gone beyond self-deprecating. It's again like the webbed feet. I'm going to shock you with something even worse than you might have already come up with.
Being like, haha, I'm fine with it. But are you though, Alan? Are you?
And
because he's bringing up
it wasn't a chipolata.
He's bringing up the webbed feet and the chipolata too much.
I know.
That's really odd. That's
and
really
do you know what
behaviour, isn't it?
The most insulting part of this entire thing, Matty, is he broke up with me.
Oh, that's a shitter, eh? When you're like, no, that should have been me. I think, that should have been me. But unfortunately, that's how it panned out.
After hide the chipolata, I just should have ended it there and then.
Yeah.
Nothing should have been hidden beyond that point.
Oh my god!
Oh my god! Anyway, so
chipolata, like, who's going to jump at that? Be like, oh yeah, sexy.
I know.
Great.
I'm ready.
That's going to get me. Yeah, that's going to get me raring to go. Get your chipolata out, fella. Disgusting.
Oh my god, disgusting. Yeah. Anyway, so yes, please send us your icks. I do know like a couple of people have said men on scooters when they're wearing a suit and wearing a over-the-shoulder satchel, which is
Oh.
very specific but quite common.
Yeah. Yeah, why is that an ick? I understand it. I think it's an ick too. And maybe it's just quite childlike being on a scooter in general, or like it just feels quite juvenile being on a scooter, even a motorized one. It just feels like just fucking walk. You know, I don't know.
Yeah.
Do you have to
we need to unpack
little zippy?
Yeah, but like also the specificity of in a suit with an over the shoulder satchel specifically. Okay, for those of you for whom this is an ick, can you please unpack this for us, because it's funny.
I get it, but I don't. I can't really articulate.
I get it
why.
too, but I can't say why.
Maybe it's just like it doesn't feel.
It doesn't fit.
It just doesn't fit. Like a suit feels like hot and powerful. You know,
you're presenting as professional, authoritative.
Yeah,
you know
and your shit.
I think the ick is. Tell me what you think about this. I think the ick is this kind of like it doesn't match, is this lack of authenticity, because often, you know, dressing up in a suit and putting on this whole presentation, this whole facade of authoritative, professional, maybe educated, like sometimes I do find that an ick in itself. You know, when you see like some sort of like, you know, wanker bankers in the pub, you know, those kinds of like icky guys with like super pointy shoes and stuff.
Yeah.
And they all just think they're all that, you know, when you see people like that and you're like, oh my God, you've just created this whole image for yourself. It's almost like
even the way they talk.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, do you actually talk like that? Or do you just like, or is that part of this facade, this like person, this character that you've created?
Yeah. Yeah, it's almost like, you know, you're trying to be. It's not authentic, and maybe it's this like jarring. Then it's a very obvious sort of lack of authenticity, or like not matching.
Trying to play some
when
sort
they're
of
then on the scooter, which is this kind of like it is a slightly sort of juvenile looking way to commute.
Yeah, and the satchel, I mean, bless them. How else are they supposed to carry their shit? Like a backpack would be far worse. And they can't have a briefcase because they need their hands to carry a briefcase.
You'd be unbalanced.
Yeah, so bless them, they can't win. So it's like, well, I've got papers. How am I supposed to transport them without icking you? I need two hands for the scooter. And I have documents.
And I've got somewhere to be, and I can't get there fast enough by walking. And I'm trying to be green, and I'm trying to be efficient. Like, I'm sorry.
And our skills are like, oh, disgusting. So inauthentic.
Yucky.
They're just trying to live their lives.
They've probably got no idea.
Absolutely not. Another one that I think is an ick, and it's an ick when I do it, it's an ick when anyone does it, is entering the ocean. Like
yeah.
It's just everything about it. Like jogging up to it or walking up to it feels like a long walk, feels like a long jog. And then getting in and you're like, ooh, and it's just everything about it. And it's just like, it's such an ick. And then sort of standing halfway in for a while and then deciding when you're gonna, it's just everything about it. I'm like, oh, entering the ocean is foul, isn't it?
Jumping through the waves.
Yeah.
Trying not to look awkward, but still looking awkward because you're not wearing many clothes.
Yeah.
Trying to be cool about it. Okay, Matty, I would challenge you that there is one sound way to enter an ocean, and neither of us will be doing it.
How?
Holding a surfboard.
Oh, yeah.
That's the only way.
Yeah. Yeah, that's so true. Because a boogie board doesn't cut it.
No, that's worse.
Embarrassing.
That's
yeah. But I rediscovered boogie boarding this summer, and I was like, it's fucking awesome. Boogie boarding is so fun.
Oh my God. Well, look at you go.
It's so fun, but it's really embarrassing, especially like you're You're waiting there for your tiny little waves with your big old board, and it's just and then if you miss one, you try and you're like kicking really hard and then you miss it and it's like, oh, that's okay. It's like it's not.
Oh God, it's so funny.
I know.
It's so silly, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, I've got some housekeeping. Well, now we've just warmed up and entered the conversation after half an hour.
Yeah, we're halfway through the podcast,
should we go to the?
But we've warmed up.
Halfway through the podcast. Okay, I do have some housekeeping. One is back to my ancient spices. Mum, obviously, last week I noticed she must have been behind on the podcast feed because she chimed in with a little tip for star anise. She says, throw your star anise into a cup of boiling water, even better, crushed and in a strainer. It has antiviral properties. I have a big bag from COVID times. Well, at least now we know her star anise, at least 5, coming up 6 years old. I'm not the only one that holds on too long to their spices. So anyway, hot tip
she's
from
doing
Mum.
well. I'd actually say she's thriving.
Oh, she is though. Oh, she really is
thriving. She's out on the farm. She's knocking off rabbits. She's doing well.
She's gone back to riding horses at nearly 62 years old. No, wait, 72 years old.
Good for her. Good for her. So maybe it's down to the star anise.
It's down to the star anise. Honestly, yeah.
Crushing it up and giving
Biddy's health protocols, if you're willing to accept following them, very good. It's just most of us.
Yeah, what else have we got? Okay, so
most of us are not optimal.
Shall we put together a little Biddy's top tips for health?
Yes. Okay. All right, Mum. When you get to this episode, could you please send through your maybe your
in
top
like 6 months we'll get the list.
Yeah, your top 10 tips, and this will be very revealing. What else has she got going on? Your top 10 tips for your best health protocols. She's into her gut microbiome. She's into all sorts of things. Yeah.
Doesn't she? Because she makes sourdough, doesn't she?
Yep, and she makes her own kombucha. And she's got they're eating meat from the property. She's growing her own veggies.
See,
she's out there doing things.
And look, I'm just going to say it. I worry that we're heading into uncertain times economically.
Yeah.
And so, I try not to get too doomsday-y, but now we're in phase 1 of this fuel thing, which is voluntary, right? Like phase 1 is voluntary. What's phase 2? Involuntary. What's phase 3? Food's fucked. Can't get produce. So Biddy's got
digging.
It. She's
fine.
Sussed.
Honestly, Biddy could shut the gate.
Yeah.
And let's all be inside it, and she'll look after us.
I want to be in that gate.
Yeah, if there's any gate you want to be inside for these uncertain times, if we need to be self-sufficient, it's Biddy's gate. The freezers will be full.
Yeah.
She'll be, the stores will be full. We'll be
she'll
fine.
have beasts galore in the deep freeze, won't she?
Yeah.
She'll be just ready for action.
She probably needs a few of us as staff, to be honest.
Yeah, well, because, there's a bit to do.
There is a lot to do around here.
Especially if she'll be taking in the local community as well, because everyone will know about Biddy's gates.
We'll turn up with our yurts.
I'll have a yurt and my 3 kids and my husband and be like, Biddy, you all right? Yeah, we're gonna need some of those sheep on that farm.
Yeah.
Anyway.
How do we till a field with this knife and fork that we brought along with us to help? Okay, so anyway, that was Biddy. You'll remember the love note that we talked about, the love note that turned up in our
podcast.
Yeah.
Oh, no, sorry.
Oh, yeah, no, the different one. Yeah, not the podcast guy.
No, one. Oh, yes, that's right.
Frankie's first love note, yeah. And, actually, yes, I assume that this is the one. A dear listener wrote in. She said, I'm absolutely cackling at the first love notes. It just reminded me of when I was in primary school and got interrogated by a group of boys a year older than me about how I draw a tomato. Yeah, no segue as yet. Turns out one of them had found a love note slipped into his bag with a picture of a tomato on it. We can only assume that poor child who drew said tomato probably meant for it to be a love heart.
Oh,
surely.
And so then was this person like a Cinderella kind of thing, trying to figure out
how
people
match
draw
the tomato,
match it?
Yeah.
Oh, that's such a so sweet.
But also what I love is that like this panel of boys a year older had all determined that this item was a tomato and no one had suggested it maybe could have been a heart. It seemed like, yep,
it's the only
it's a love tomato. I've seen this before.
The only explanation. It's a tomato. What does it mean?
He and his little panel of investigators were convinced it was from me and were clearly trying to gather evidence. I was absolutely mortified. Also, mildly offended, because if I were going to send a secret love note, I'd like to think it'd be far more creative than a tomato.
Surely, at the very least, a more defined heart.
I know. Oh. Isn't that funny? So that was a good little giggle. Tomato. We also have had voice notes, which we, as you know, we love, and I shall now play the voice notes.
Hi ladies, I've just heard a wee giggle at the pod listening to your conversation about how this is the year of being direct, and wondered if you wanted to weigh in on the following situation. So I've recently been to a work conference in the Big Smoke. We flew up to Auckland and I took my husband with me. He knows at these events I'm honest and I'm open and I don't go to make friends, right? We got to the socializing part of the weekend and one of the males there was showing me he had recently been to an interactive experience and was showing me all the photos on his Instagram, which A, I wasn't really interested in, and B, I just could not believe the amount of lines at the top of his screen. Like his story must have been probably a couple of minutes long with all these photos from a museum type setting. Anyway, I said to him, wow, I'm glad we're not friends on Facebook because I would have deleted you by now. Nobody wants to see that much content. And we had a little giggle and then my husband told me off for being rude. Is that rude or is that just being honest?
I think it's great.
I do.
It's brilliant.
Yeah.
Because it's like, that is honest. That's too much content. It's too much content. You've become that person that shows your holiday snaps at just to catch up with friends. Like no one cares.
Yeah.
It's too much.
It is too much. And I think that the husband in the scenario is being oversensitive here because I think the key thing that this listener has said is we all laughed. And so I actually reckon that this falls into the category of having good banter, which is very, very important, you know? Like where have we gone with the days of good banter?
Oh, and like sometimes you've just got to have a good old-fashioned laugh at yourself, you know?
Yeah.
And I reckon that's half the problems of today's world is like people just not able to laugh at themselves.
Yeah.
You know? Like if someone said that to me, I wouldn't want to be friends with you on Facebook because you post too much content. I'd be like, I might be a bit like, oh, okay, shit. But, you know, like you can laugh
that's
and you can move on. Yeah.
Yeah. No, and I also think like being able to, you know, give someone a good ribbing is actually that is relationship building stuff because that means that you've got a strong enough relationship or like you're demonstrating that you think the relationship is strong enough that it can handle a little bit of like robust back and forth.
Back and forth. Yeah.
You know?
A little like teasing.
Yeah, I think that's good. I think that's good. Like more of that, take some risks, more of that. I think it helps people actually relax with you as well.
Yeah. Yeah, I think so too. And it's like a muscle, you know. The more you gently rib and the more you get gently ribbed, I think you become better at it. And then you become more okay with it too.
Yeah.
And we're all about being honest. We're all about being direct. And also, hey, even if it was a bit rude, who gives a shit?
Yeah, who gives a shit? It's not that bad. It's not like you're not saying something bad about his appearance or his personality, slightly about his personality. But like, you know, I think that's good, and I like it. But like, but I also had this moment of like when she was like, "I don't go to these things to make friends." I'm like, I was like, she's one of these authoritative figures that I immediately feel juvenile.
We'd be like, "Yes, sir. Yes, yes, sire." No, but it's. I love that energy, especially when it comes from a woman, because I'm like, fuck yeah.
Yeah, do it.
Friends, you're here to boss it up. I love that.
Yeah, we don't have to like pander to people and accommodate them.
Yeah. Do you know, I am potentially like working on something cool with a friend at the moment, and she's just this like amazing powerhouse who's so inspiring. And do you know what she said to me in a meeting, which I thought was absolutely wild? And I was like, wow, what an inspiration. She said, I'm dedicating 10% of my time to this. I know.
Wow.
I know. And I was like, first of all, how do you know what 10% of your time is?
Yeah.
Like, how do you get to that? And second of all, how do you stick to that? Like, if it's me and I'm into something, I'm like, I'm going to focus all of my time on this really random thing that actually doesn't move the needle whatsoever. And then really urgent things, it's going to fall by the wayside for a bit. But I'm going to dedicate 10% of my time to this. I thought that was incredible.
That's really powerful.
I know.
Like, I love how boundary that is, because it's
So
like,
boundaried.
let's just let's manage our expectations. This is like, okay, we're into this, it's cool, but it is 10% worthy. Okay. Yeah.
This is where we're at in terms of allocation. And I thought that was just so inspiring. I was like, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to add up how much time I have, and I'm going to divide it into little percentages, and I'm going to just copy it.
Are you?
No. Will I do it? Absolutely not. But I will. But I am going to use it as a bit of as a little bit of a framework, you know, because I hadn't even thought about that before. I just kind of prioritize things based on all sorts of different things.
Urgency.
Usually urgency or vibe of the day, or like what my energy is for. Because like sometimes, you know, when it's like some days you wake up and you're like, God, I have this creative energy in me that needs to come out. I need to like do something creative. I need to work on a project there where I'm thinking, well, there's cool ideas and, you know, I feel this amazing flow. And then other days you're just like, let's just crank out some admin. Let's just just tick off some tasks.
Some days this is the day for just like getting through the email inbox, you know?
Yeah. We're just emailing. We're not thinking. We're just, you know, ticking
and I
off.
think that's okay, because sometimes there's flow for some things and not flow for other things. And I'm like, I will be more efficient to go with where the flow is for that particular thing, or not fight against what I think I need to be doing because it will actually not flow. So I'm all for that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was trying to arrange a catch up with somebody, with a small group of people, to organize something. And one of the people was like, if I'm going to come over and do that, I have to be gone by 9 o'clock because XYZ. And I only have one night a week to dedicate to social stuff, and I can't do blah, blah, blah. And I was like, whoa. Like,
okay, shit, right. Like there's so many boundaries with this social event.
I know, it was so funny. But I also had, you know, I was a little bit like the guy from the voice note with all of the stories. I know that I can sometimes be a little bit like that with voice notes. And I think I'm better at it than I was. But I'm like, over the weekend, we went to a fun like bonfire party, and the couple that invited us, the girl was like, I want us to be like real friends, you know, like real friends who like do stuff together. I'm like, I'm so down for this. Like, let's do it, because we've always like
friends who hang out.
Yeah, like, because we've always met like as a couple at different events and stuff like that, and just like just like, let's be real friends that hang out and like do other fun things. I'm like, okay. And then something about voice notes came up, and because she's like, I don't reckon I've ever seen a voice note in my entire life. I was like, what? And
God, I'm trying to tone mine down.
And I was like, listen, there's something that you probably need to be aware of. I might from time to time send a voice note. I don't expect one in reply, but you just have to be warned that in fact could happen. And I said, I will, as a mark of respect, I will try and keep that under a minute.
Under a minute?
Maddie doesn't believe that I can do it.
Well, I mean, ours have gotten up to like 7 minutes, and that's when I think I had to say something, didn't I?
Yeah, you did.
At some point, I just had to be like, love the voice notes. We need to snap it up.
Please stop. Or just like listen to it on 2 times. I think I haven't done that for a while. I've actually got a male friend.
Oh my God.
Oh, is this the anonymous arm?
I just got a delivery of a smoothie.
Oh, I bet there's lots of good stuff in there. There's old optimal art being optimal.
You know what? It's not true what everyone says about you.
Oh, we'll keep him on. Hi, Art.
Hi. Yeah, you guys have just been spreading some filthy rumours about me on this podcast, haven't you? I've been listening.
We have been talking a bit of shit, haven't we?
And then just cutting them into these little juicy segments on social media to try and get some attention, eh?
Yeah.
Traction.
Yeah.
We've been using you.
We've been
using you for content.
Well, I hope it was worth it, all right?
It was actually.
I hope you just take a good hard look at yourselves in the mirror.
And think what a good job we've done.
You actually can't hear Bean at all, can you?
No.
No, I'm happy about that.
You can't hear my snide remarks. It was a good comeback too, damn it.
Okay, bye up.
Oh, well.
That's Art being like, get the fuck up. We've got to pick the kids up. Yeah, rightio.
Righto.
So
I see exactly what he's done here, Matty.
I see the strategy.
He's buttered you up. Not only has he buttered you up with a smoothie, he's created the efficiency of you not needing anything else before you leave the house.
Yes.
So that you can go and do the kid admin, which he's now communicated to you. So I can see who's grappling at the reins of the old school admin.
I'm really trying to up my game, because I said to me this morning, actually, he was like, hey, I think we're going to need to, I was like, change the swimming assessment for the children. Oh, yes, I know, because we're going to be away, aren't we? I've got it on my list of things to do today, Art. And he's like, okay,
It's competitive now.
I know, I've like been triggered somehow. It's like something in my childhood means I'm not good enough if I can't do admin. I don't know what it is. I'm like so obsessed with getting it right.
But on that note, I did notice that in our chat you wrote first PTA fuck up. And I tell you what, did that reel about the PTA go absolutely bananas? It got so much traction. People were horrified.
Well, also
so
because
funny.
I feel like the untidy inner sphincter, like the proper untidies, are not your usual PTAs. You know what I mean? Because we're untidy. Look, it's in the bloody name.
Yeah, we do our best.
It's not stereotypical PTAs.
No, it is not a factory setting for the true untidy listeners.
No, I feel like PTA is it's an effort for untidy listeners. You know what I mean?
It's a real stretch. So what happened?
Look, it's not a big deal, but I have just freaked out a little bit about it, because I was meant to put some posters around the school on Friday for a competition, right?
Okay.
And I was meant to do it on Friday, and I got reminded, but I just didn't get round to it, Bean. I had freaking work. I had stuff to bloody do, and I had I really wanted to do it, and then I didn't do it on Friday, and then I was meant to do it today, and it's now 2 p.m. and I got to pick the kids up, and I haven't done it. I know, and they're all going to know. They're all going to be picking their kids up, looking for the posters around. Oh God, where has she put them? You know, what high traffic area has she put them in? Oh, none. Yeah. There's only a few days left of school, and the year fives are at camp, so the year fives won't even get to see it, will they? They won't even get to see the bloody poster. So
what are you going to do?
I think I'm going to do it tonight.
You're going to sneak around in the dark
with some paper and some blue tack, and like graffiti the school with the posters.
Yeah,
maybe that's what I'll do.
I think.
Yeah. I know, but I'm a couple of days late, and I just sort of I feel the energy of people noticing. So I'm going to have to. I've got to get on that. I'm going to dedicate 10% of my time tonight, and I'm going to hang the posters.
Oh, good for you. Oh my God, Matty. Well, I know indeed, because you must go and to pick up your children. You did have one more exciting bit of news that, considering how we began this conversation, I think it would be good to end it with something that is quite the problem solver for some of the ways that we like to begin our podcast.
Exactly. So we've started the podcast with Poo Chat. Our ex-hosting platform, MediaWorks, would be absolutely horrified, but we're going to end the podcast with Poo Chat as well. And we've got a bidet.
I'm so
We've got a new
excited.
toilet, and it's a bidet. Honestly, Ben, you should see it. It's hilarious.
Please send me a photo.
I will. It's got a warm seat. It's got a bidet. It's got a little night light.
Oh my God. Please, I need a video so you can demonstrate how it all works. We'll pop it up on the... Please, can you show me how it works? How does the bidet function work?
Well, it's got a remote, which is hilarious in itself. It's a toilet, but it's a whole new thing. And so you can turn it on, and you can get rear facing and front facing, and then it can oscillate as well, go back and forth. And
Oh,
then
how lovely.
I mean, when it first went on, I was like, oh, hello, sailor. And then you turn it off, and then you put the dryer on. I know. What? Can you believe
it? Please send a video.
I will. So I will, when this episode comes out, I'll have a video at the ready and I'll put it on our Instagram story. So
yeah,
go and have a look now. I'll just have to remind myself. Yeah.
Just send it through to me and I'll try and pop it up.
I think that's for the best. Yeah.
I think that's, we'll schedule it. Pop it on the reels or something. Oh my God. Oh, that is so, Matty, I almost want to come for a visit just so I can give it a go, you know?
I know. Oh, do. Like, it's worth the trip. It's worth the trip to come and experience the bidet. And I love hearing people's noises when they use it for the first time. And they're like, oh! And then I'm like, you've been in there too long. What's going on? Turn the bidet off, you freak.
The oscillating button is going to get worn out in a minute. Buttle.
The oscillating buttle.
The buttle.
Okay, Bean, I really must go.
Yes, you must. Okay.
Art's going to come in again any minute, and I can't have him thinking badly of me.
All right. Well, hey, Matty, lovely as always. And everybody, just love you guys. Take care out there. And also thank you for everybody who has subscribed to Totally Untidy. For Spotify and other platform listeners, we haven't forgotten you.
We've got lots planned for the inner sphincter.
But we promise you we will get there. But I thought the inner sphincter was feeling quite congested because we've got subscribers to Totally Untidy.
So exciting.
Thank you so much.
Exciting.
It's amazing.
Well, love you guys. We will see you next week.
All right, you take care out there.
Okay, bye.
Thank you for listening to this episode of Untidy. If you enjoyed it, we'd love your support to keep making the show. The best thing you can do to help is subscribe by hitting follow in your podcast app and leaving us a little 5-star review. You can also now watch and subscribe on YouTube and check out how these millennials are keeping up with the cool kids on TikTok and the gram. Lastly, please share this podcast with your mates. It means that we can keep building this supportive community, keep giving you untidy episodes, and just keep doing what we love to do.
Don't forget to check out mybigmoments.com for kids' books that make your tricky job of parenting a whole lot easier. Untidy listeners get a discount at checkout, so just pop in Untidy for 10% off your order. Lastly, we would like to thank all of the good people who make this podcast possible. Flicker Williams and Joe Rocker at My Big Moments for the beautiful artwork and design, Maxine London Creative for editing this episode, and Lana Byrne for creating our social content. And to you, our listeners, Araha Nui, take care. We'll see you soon.